To add pages to your website or remove old pages, begin by going to the Pages tab along the top of the website. Here you will see on the left-hand side a list of the pages that have already been created on your website. I have some very odd named pages, basic templates, tall header, no header, title page, news, and an FAQ add-in. On the tall header, you see I'm on that page. It is in blue. It's my home page because you see the little house on it. Indicates it is the home page. If I simply click on the second page, you see in real time in the main part of my screen on the right, the no header is now in black. That is how my particular theme indicates I'm on that page. Coming back to the left-hand side, there's my page name. I don't want it to be called no header. I'm going just to call this one teaching. And I'm going to change my header type from no header. I want this one to be a short header. What that means is I have an image here in the middle, right up underneath my main navigation area. I have a short header. I'll take a look at the others real quick. The tall header has a larger image, and it has text in the middle that is a title. It's title text in there. I don't have to have anything there. If I remove that text that I've typed in and I click out of that, I get the message, click to add headline. If I don't type anything there, then it will not appear whenever my site's published, nothing but the image. And then if I click a landing page just has an even larger image at the top, has text, a headline, and a button. And the button is a hyperlink. It's a call to action. It means submit this, go here, do something. It is nothing but a hyperlink. I'm going to go back. Actually, I'm going to leave this at no header. We'll talk about the next thing in the header type area. It's visibility. All of your pages are set to public whenever you create them. You have a site password option. So a site password is for that page. It's not for the entire password, but it's password protected, meaning the user can get to every other page, but to this particular page unless they have the password. We are allowed to have one password per site, but I can have more than one page password protected. They must just all share the same password. I know that's a bit confusing and you're wondering why you would use it, so I'm going to give you a very quick example. This is a professor's website that everything on it is public except the reading group. If I click on reading group, you see I am asked to enter a password to get into that site. My guess is that this professor uses this password, changes it each semester, maybe puts it on the syllabus, announces it in class, not really sure, but he changes it each semester. He doesn't have to send the password out to individual students. Let me get back. All right, I'm going to go back, and I'm not going to cover members or group. There is information about it in our Learn section of our website. You can look at that. It's not used that often. SEO settings, that's your search engine optimization settings. I'm not going to set those at the page level. I will show you that whenever I go to the settings tab in another tutorial. We'll do it at the site level, not at the page level. I could, of course, copy this page or delete the page. I'm going to leave it as it is. Click my left arrow to go back. I'm going just to take this next page. I'm going to mark this one as research. I'll leave everything else the same. And then let's add, well, actually, let's change the tall header to say home, but it can say about, anything you want it to. It's up to you. But let's add a page. So clicking on the plus sign right here enables me to add pages. It looks like you have 6 options, but you actually only have 3. The standard page is what you will do 99.9% out of the time. A blog page, you will see, works great for the news and events, or you may want to do a blog. On the websites, when they first start out as a template, we send you a blog page titled News. We like to do that as news because it keeps the most current event on the top. You're able to add tags to it to be able to search it a lot easier. So we really like that. Category and product page, you do not have an option to sell anything. Therefore, we have eliminated the store tab from your site. So these do not work. An external page is an option you can use. Clicking on external takes me to a website outside of my web page. So if I said UA Home, I would simply type in the URL for that. Notice on the right hand side it says UA Home. It goes in my top navigation. Coming back to the left, I could open this link in the same tab or in a new tab. I would probably want to open that in a new tab so that my website stays open, but you may do that at your own discretion. And hide from search engines, that is your choice, to have the new one, UA Home, to be as a part of the search engines. You can choose to either use that or not. I'm going to leave it at that and say done. All right, so now that I have the different tabs or the different pages, let's just add a regular one. I talked about the external. Here's a standard page. I give it a new name. I will call this one Publications. Mark it a no header. Leave everything else the same and mark it as done. You see I'm left with this blank page. Just says drag elements here, which we will do so in a moment. Coming back up here to the left, let's rearrange these pages. I have teaching and research. Let's just say that I want teaching and research to be a drop-down menu under my home. Well, drop-down menus alone are not accessible, but let's go ahead and make them, and then we will talk about that. To rearrange anything, I'll put my publications up. I'm simply left-clicking my mouse and dragging and dropping, rearranging it. If I want research to come as a drop-down, I can drag it to the right. I'm going to drag that one to the right. Oops, I did them in the wrong order. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, so teaching and research are drop downs of home. How do I know that? Let's hover over home. There they are, teaching and research. Remember I said though that this is not accessible to anyone who cannot use a mouse. They cannot hover over the home and get to see these. It does not mean you cannot have drop downs. What it means, and this is a great segue to go into hyperlinks, is that we click on our home page. And now we come here. Let's go back to the build so our screen looks correct. Anywhere on this home page, I'm simply going to click in the same text box, but you can add one anywhere you want. I'm going to add teaching and research and just hit enter. Now then, to create a link, I highlight my text, come up to my create link button, and now these are all of the links that I can add. I can add a website URL. In that case, it says insert URL, and here's an example of what the URL would look like. I could simply type in any outside URL that I'd like to, open it in a new window or not, the same window. Not going to use that one. A standard page is what we're ultimately going to use, but I'll cover all of these. Product page, remember, does not work for us because we don't have the store. A blog post, I said blog, we use as a news page. My particular website already has a lot of entries made in my blog. I could click on any of these and reference someone to go, well, it's a hyperlink to go directly to that blog post. Click again. I could choose a phone. Well, we don't think about people calling us from our computers, but they might certainly call us from their mobile device if that's how they're visiting our website. I could enter in an email, the same thing. The user could click on that and it would then open up their own email application. Or we're going to do a standard page. I'm going to visit file in just a moment, but let's go ahead and do the standard page first. So here is a list of all of the standard pages that I have. Teaching is what I've highlighted, so I choose that. I don't want to open it in a new window. I just click out of the box. Now then you see my teaching is now crimson and it's underlined. If I click 2 times on the word, we now see that the hyperlink goes to the page teaching. I could change that link or remove it. I'm going to click out, highlight research, click on the link, standard page, research, and I click out. Just like that, I have made links that go to the 2 pages that are part of my home dropdown. Okay, I'm going to type in one more because I said we were going to talk about files. If I name this CV, if I want people to have a printed copy of my CV as a PDF, I've typed in my words, I highlight my text, and I click the hyperlink again. This time I choose File, and now I can choose from a file that perhaps I've already uploaded, or I could upload a new file. I may not have any other type of PDF in here besides what's already there, so we will just use this one. And it doesn't have to be a PDF. I could do a JPEG, I could do a Word document, a PowerPoint. I'm just going to choose the PDF. There it is. I could click again, and you see my link is underlined and it's red. Clicking on it twice says link will be active when it's published. This is the name of the file. I could change, remove it. Typically PDFs will open up in the person's web browser just as a new tab, but it all depends upon the setting that the person has set up, the user has set up. PowerPoints, Word documents, things of that nature typically download. So that is adding in a link. We've added a link to another page on the site, and then we've added a link to a file.